All right, hey guys, it's Greg Jones for Engine Builder. Today we're at Pat Musi Racing Engines, and I'm joined by Pat Musi himself. And between us here is an Outlaw 4.840 engine, and it's our engine of the week.
Engine Builder's Engine of the Week is sponsored by Pen Grade 1, L-Ring DOS Original, and NPW.
Hi Pat, well thanks so much for again showing us another one of the engines that you guys have underway here. We just talked about a 903 Pro Mod engine a little bit ago, but this is something maybe even cooler, something even newer that you guys are working on. So if you would, walk us through a little bit about this Outlaw 4.840.
So what we mean by 4.840 is the bore space, meaning from the center of this cylinder to the center. So stock big block OEM is 4.840 from center to center, which only allows you an aluminum block to go 4/600 bore. The way we get to the 5-inch bore is we spread the bore centers out, then you can put a bigger cylinder in it. But this is a rule they came up with. It's an outlaw class. You can put as much crank in as you want. You're limited to the deck height. This is actually 11,700 deck. They limit you on the deck. They limit you on a bore space, but anything else pretty goes. It can be billet. So I've been working on this a year. I chose to put, which was a major accomplishment, to get a 70 millimeter cam. Same that's in our 5300 shrunk down. But we literally have, because the other motor is longer, because of the lifter layout, we literally only have 60 thou that the cam can go forward or back without contacting lifters. It's really a tight package, but we achieved it. You can see the belt drive. It's just like our 959 stuff. So we're really excited about this deal. It'll be done in about 2 weeks. We're just waiting on the cylinder heads to get here. We got 3 of these we're doing right now that were pre-sold, and it's just what can I say? Yeah, we had the block, CN did the block, Dart did the heads, but it's all my baby. I've designed the whole deal, and I'm pretty proud of it. It should be a really state-of-the-art in the 4.840 world, that outlaw world.
Yeah. So, Pat, this thing is cool, like definitely cool. And you mentioned the camshaft was, a big accomplishment and something unique, to what you guys did. Can you elaborate on, what it took to get, a big 70 millimeter cam in this thing?
Well, because of the lifter layout, so a Pro Stock engine is a 4900. It gives you that extra 60. So you get very tight in the lifter. If you can see these flats from lobe to lobe, we literally have 60 thousandths that the cam can go forward or back. That's how close it was. So it was back and forth blueprints, block, layout had to be right, camshaft. Bullet actually built that cam for us, that's a steel cam. But it's from scratch. But it took a lot to do, I really think the benefit will be there. A 70 millimeter is a pretty stiff cam, in our world. So we're looking for big things to come out of this engine. Again, you're limited to the 4/600 bore. You have to work with that, but everything else is pretty state-of-the-art. So they make rules, and guys stretch them as far as they can. You know how it goes. Races will figure out a way. So we've given them a good foundation here, and we're pretty excited about these coming out.
Yeah. So Pat, you mentioned you got the CN billet block, you got the Jessel belt drive out front. How about some of the other components that are featured in this engine?
It's all Jessel keyway lifters. GRP rods, our normal deal. It's Moroso dry sump. We use a daily, it's really a high-end pump, a daily oil pump, because it's overdriven. Same thing that would really basically the components that go on in our 959. Intake manifold is done in-house. We can go maybe through there if you want. But they're all fuel injected. I'm known for fuel injection. We kind of made everybody go to it now. You want to run a big engine, you pretty much, it's come to that. But if you think about it, I did it in 1999 is when I started. You know, they laughed at us at first. And
Sure.
we started wearing them out a little bit.
Yeah, now it's the normal. Yeah.
Now it's the normal. So now a nitrous engine on that subject, you know, is a very hard engine to tune on fuel injection or carburetors or whatever. It's not as forgiving as a supercharged deal, alcohol deal. I mean, they have their own case of problems, but nitrous comes on in stages, and we work with EFI Tech exclusively, Grand Western. You know, I've worked with him for over 20 years now, and we really happy with his support, with his product. We developed stuff that we want along the way, you know, to change, but EFI's come a long way, and I'm kind of lucky that I got on board a long time ago when I did. I had an opportunity, came along, and it worked out well for us. That's kind of what we're known for. Even down to our race center with the 555s are all plug and play fuel injection.
Yeah.
Know,
yeah, absolutely. So Pat, you mentioned this is going to have a set of billet dart heads. Yes. How about some of the valve train that's going to go into
Same
that?
as our 959, all Victory valves, Victory retainers, keepers, PSI springs, and then of course all the Gesso valve train. It's going to have steel exhaust, aluminum intake. We found that some guys want to run the steel intake, but you know, working with Danny, me and Danny were really close, Danny Gesso, and we found it cushions the whole deal with the aluminum intake rocker. They're actually a better deal for our application, so we shy away from the steel. Everybody thinks you'll get less deflection, and well, you can calculate the deflection. I mean, it just, all of it's going to deflect, but we like the aluminum intake, steel exhaust is our basic combination.
Yeah, very good. And then Pat, will this particular setup run nitrous? Is that the plan? Okay.
Yes, it'll have nitrous, fuel injected nitrous. These will have 3 stages on these engines. We could touch on that for your readers, you know. I mean, nitrous is based on displacement, meaning as you go up in engine size, you could put more nitrous through it. And it's all hinges on what that intake valve can say. At the end of the day, it's a normally aspirated engine. So we get beat up from the super, well, you're 959 inches and we're 521, yeah, but you're increasing your displacement 4 or 5 times with a supercharger. We can't, it's normally aspirated. So whatever that intake charge can pull, meaning on displacement, that's how much, because you try to put more than that in it, it's gonna blow up because it gets suspended in the plenum. I've done a lot of talks and people are starting to understand that now, you know, but so this motor will have 3 stages versus 6 on a 959, but just for your readers, it's really reliant on displacement of how much you can put in it.
And you were saying this particular one's around 700?
731 inches.
Okay, 731, yeah. And then how much horsepower does this particular setup?
We're looking to make probably, it's 13 to 1, remember, because it's a nitrous engine. So some of the numbers, like we have a set of those heads now on Amber Franklin's 632, but she's only allowed 1 jet, so that's a single jet. We run that thing at 15 to 1 compression. So she makes over 1,500. We'd be happy to make about 1,580, 1,600 with this, normally aspirated, because the compression's lower, and then we're able to put more nitrous to it. So we have a spec compression ratio we run for all out nitrous, but if it's a single jet, it's a little different. But Amber has been actually R&D in the first set of heads. We've run them. The motor just came back in here. She won the first race she went to, and she had something happen at the last race, but she's the current world champion with our 4.840 632 and that Outlaw deal PGRA.
Very cool.
So
very cool.
We're pretty excited about the whole project.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're excited to get the next. You said there's 3 coming together on this particular platform, so we'll be excited to keep hearing how they do.
And we'll let you know about the results, but they're pretty developed piece. It's come a long way.
Yeah, excellent. Well, Pat, thanks for telling us a little bit about this 484 engine here. And guys, as always, make sure you're checking out Pat Musi Racing Engines and finding out more about what they got going on here. And please make sure you're checking out enginebuildermag.com for more engine content. Thanks for watching this episode of Engine of the Week. We'll see you guys next time.